So US Chess Championship is happening, and our favorite player Hans Niemann is also playing there. And this is the game which he played against Sam Shankland, who was almost 2700 rated player at a certain point, and he won against him playing black pieces. And I just want to analyze this game and show it to you. So it starts with d4, knight f6, c4 a6, knight c3, bishop b4. This is called the Nimzo Indian defense. Whenever this structure happens, white plays the move e3, castles. This is pretty normal. Bishop d3, d5, cd5. cd5 is not considered to be the main line. The main move is a3, attacking the bishop, after which bishop c3, pawn c3, dc4, bishop c4, c5, knight f3, knight c6, and the game goes on. But in the game, what white did is he played the move cd5, which I think was part of his prep. Of course it was part of his prep. He's playing super fast. ed5, a3, bishop d6, queen c2. If you remember, this was also played in the very famous game between Rajabo versus Ding Liren versus Rajabo in candidates, and Rajabo managed to win very nice game. And the whole idea which he played was this very odd looking move, knight a6. For me, when I first saw this move, I was again very shocked, because we are moving the knight on the rim of the board without really getting anything in return. But the idea is pretty clear. We want to go c5 next, or if let's say white goes b4, stopping us from playing c5, we can then go c6. And what we are basically saying is this pawn structure is weak, and then maybe in future we can go knight c7 followed by a5. But what white did is he played knight f3, and of course black played the move c5. The whole point behind playing knight a6 compared to knight d7 is our bishop is kind of very flexible, and also if it takes, you just take with the knight. We are not really afraid of white taking bishop into a6, because b into a6 and our position is very flexible. Although our pawns are double, but in this kind of dynamic position it really doesn't matter. White played castle c4. c4 to me was a little bit shocking, because we are fixing the pawn structure. In a sense, I would have just maintained the tension in the center, which is also a good way to continue. We are rook e8. But in the game, what he did was he played the move c4, attacking the bishop. White played bishop e2 back, knight c7. The idea is pretty clear. We want to push b5. He goes a4, and what does the move a4 does is it weakens the b4 square. So can you find a very nice manual to capitalize on the fact that white has played the move a4? So black to play. Quick question, how will you continue here? Yeah, the move is knight a6. The idea is to go knight b4, of course. So that's the whole reason you should be very careful moving the pawns in chess, because they cannot really go backward. In this position, white would really want to go a3, but yeah, that's not the case. White plays b3, knight b4, queen b1, defending this pawn. He took, queen takes, bishop f5, just developing the bishop and maybe threatening bishop c2 or knight c2. a5, rook c8. I love how black is playing. He's just bringing all the pieces into the game. Each move he's bringing the new piece into the game. Bishop d2, a6. a6 is a mistake, because this allows white to play the move knight b5, attacking the bishop. Also bishop into b4 is threatened, and we don't really want to take his knight, because bishop into b4 and the pawn structure is damaged. But in this game, I was very surprised the fact that white didn't capitalize on this fact and played the move g3. It's not very sham like to play the move g3, but yeah, what else? Chess is tough. So if you guys make mistakes, it's fine. Don't be angry at yourself, because even super GMs are not able to find moves like knight b5. But yeah, I think knight b5, his main intention is, of course, Sam would have seen the move, but he might have seen knight c2, knight into d6, knight into a1. And here is a very important point. We just play queen b6, queen into b6, a into b6, and now his knight is hanging, and his rook is hanging, and his bishop is hanging, and his pawn is hanging. The position is falling apart, the Rome is falling. Okay, in the game he played g3. Black played the move queen e7. Again, see the fact that every move is moving new piece. So that's one thing to just notice and try to play in your game as well, because especially beginners, they tend to play with the same pieces back and forth, but not with the different pieces. So every move is bringing pieces. Rook fc1, and now since every piece is moved, every piece is developed, what you do is double the rook on the c file. So rook c7, white goes knight e5, rook f c8. Queen b2 is a blunder, it's a mistake, where instead of queen b2, white could have just played bishop d1, but queen b2 was played, after which knight c2 was a killing blow. The idea is bishop a3 for now. He has to take, bishop takes, and the whole point is white cannot go queen into c2 because bishop b4, attacking the knight. In the game, white played knight g4, bishop e4, knight f6, gf6, bishop g4 attacking the rook, f5 attacking the bishop, bishop e2, and h5, bishop h5, king g7, bishop d1, and he brought the another rook in this file to attack the h2 pawn. So we are currently threatening rook into h2, king into h2, queen h4, and queen h1 mate. h4 was played, rook c6. The idea behind rook c6 is bringing the another rook into the game. Knight into e4 was played, f into e4, rook b1 attacking the b7 pawn, and rook into h4, which turned out to be a mistake. The best move was bishop into g3 according to the engine, f into g3, and then going rook g6, attacking this pawn, attacking queen h4, and we are having a deadly checkmating attack here. But in the game, he played rook into h4, g into h4, queen into h4. The idea is definitely to play queen h2 check, queen h1 check, queen f3 check, try to bring in the rook in, or just play bishop a3, queen a3, rook g6, and try to mate him. In this game, he played king g1, and here I loved what Hans did. Again, black to play, try to find the move, keep it as a training. If you're watching so far, I mean, there is this Petrosian quote where he says, every position, every puzzle, try to think it out, treat it as a game, so that way you also improve your chess. What will you play here as black? That's the question. And yeah, the correct move is bishop g3. That's double exclamation mark. Kind of hard move, but again, we are opening up the position, opening up the game. The real reason f into g3 is not working is because of the fact queen h1 check is there, king e2, rook f6, and we are just threatening queen f1 mate. In the game, he played bishop e1, rook f6 pinning the pawn, queen c2, queen h1, king e2, queen here, king d2, bishop f2, bishop e2, queen, bishop into e3. Again, a very beautiful move because king into e3, and can you find mate in one, black to play and win. Yeah, we just play queen g5, and that's dead. White has to play king d1, queen g1, queen c8, bishop g5, rook into b7, bishop h4, attacking the bishop, queen g4, queen into g4, bishop into g4, rook f1, and we just attack the bishop and we are winning the bishop. He has to go bishop e6, rook into e1 check, king c2 was another mistake, rook e2 check, king here, rook f2. We defend the f7 pawn, and we are trying to promote our own pawn at this point. Bishop into d5 was played, attacking the pawn, so we push it. Of course, we want to go e2 check and promote it. Bishop c2 was played, rook d2 check, king c1 and e2, rook f7, king here, bishop into e2, rook into n. At this point, black is clearly a whole piece up, and in a very nice technical display, Hans managed to win this game in a very easy and fluent manner. I'm just going through the moves. So the first pawn falls, the second pawn is falling, the a5 pawn is falling, and this is going to be the game. So follow along the US Championship. I love this game, what Hans did in this game against Sam Shankland, and at this level, winning with black is very, very tough against someone like Sam Shankland, who is considered to be a top-notch or super hard theoretician. So he pulling this off is kind of very, like, very beautiful.